Clear that we will not have undocumented illegal foreigners in our schools, in our public facilities. If the private schools want to take them, that's fine. We don't care. But public schools are reserved for South Africans. And if you are a foreigner, you must be well documented and have everything. You must have your study visas, which I know for a fact that most of them, 90% of them, will not be able to produce these documents.
Okay, facilities.
We're not tapering down. We're not backing down. We are continuing with our operations. The allegations and all that, they will be discussed in the court and all that, but we will continue with our operations. Also, public facilities are reserved for South Africans. We're not blocking people from accessing health care. We're just saying that they should go to private and pay for the services. It's as easy as that.
It doesn't matter whether that mother is having a child who is a Malawian, but that child is a child that doesn't deserve to die.
We heard that the EFF in Gauteng opened a case against Operation Dudula and the leader Uzandile following the incident of a child dying due to being like what bengavumanga babangene clinics bezivalile.
Remember that the EFF case, they claim they have opened a case against us as Operation Dudula. I haven't received anything from the law enforcers, and I would not like us to talk about it because it's with the legals now. Let's leave it to that. Let the investigations continue, and once everything is concluded, then only we can talk about the matter. But currently, it's sitting with the legals, and let's just respect that.
Okay, and on the incident itself, can you confirm, because I have seen you being quoted as saying that there were no members on the ground that day. Just give us clarity on the actual allegations.
Like I just said, that now, remember, at that time, I responded because there was no case opened against me. But now that there is a case, let's just respect that. Let the law take its course. Investigation must be done, and we'll see what the outcomes will be.
And because health services are for everybody, it doesn't matter whether that mother is having a child who is a Malawian, but that child is a child that doesn't deserve to die. So no life must not be attended to by us as public health specialists and as public health institutions. Anyone that comes to our institutions not well, that person must be serviced. Before I become an MEC, I am a mother, I am a grandmother. How will I feel if my grandchild died and somebody blocked that access in that clinic?
Hi guys, let's catch up on politics. I might be a little bit late, but I'm here. So over the weekend, we heard that the EFF in Gauteng opened a case against Operation Dudula and the leader Uzandile following the incident of a child dying due to being like what bengavumanga babangene clinics bezivalile. And I saw a lot of you guys were throwing tantrums, and I don't know if you are throwing tantrums because it's the EFF that opened the case. I actually wanted to bring something to your attention that maybe you did not see, because I heard some of you saying, we will not vote for the EFF, we're going to vote for Helen as mayor, wara. So let me just read what the DA and Helen says. They're saying that the DA calls for Kachalia to protect clinics and hospitals from Operation Dudula's intimidation. The DA has called on the acting police minister, Professor Feroz Kachalia, to urgently deploy public order policing units to safeguard the healthcare facilities to ensure that foreign nationals can access medical service without intimidation. The appeal comes in response to reports that members of Operation Dudula have been blocking patients, particularly foreign nationals, from entering hospital clinics in provinces including Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal. The DA condemned these actions as despicable hindrances and intimidation and warned that preventing access to healthcare could have serious public health consequences. Stopping, so that's what the DA is doing. And you guys want to be angry at the EFF for opening a case against someone or an organization who prevented abantu baya kwi hospital kwaenda pha kuswele kumntana. So let me know what you guys think. I do want to insert a small clip here of Commissar Dunga. He was saying something that I found very interesting. He was explaining the open borders, and he actually said something very interesting. I want to attach it here so that you guys can throw tantrums in one post. And when the post is doing in day one, ndifuna nichabalale kule post niperishe. under a posty one. I actually just dropped an episode on YouTube as well. Please go watch that full episode.
Or not. A 1-year-old child died. That child does not know whether they are in South Africa legally or illegal. Why must a 1-year-old child die at the expense of old people who want to use the socio-economic conditions of our people for political popularity? For they must be known in society. A 1-year-old must die. So we were here today to open a case against the Dudula operation. We're here today to open a case against the leader of Dudula. Why is it important that we open a case against the leader of Dudula? Because she's the one who inspires her own people to do that. This must be a borderless Africa, not a borderless South Africa.
Yes.
Because South Africa, I see Africa.
Yes.
A borderless Africa.
Yes.
We are not saying that we must take away our borders while everybody else has borders.
Yes.
That's not what we are saying. We are saying that Africa must have one president. Africa must have one parliament. Africa must have one police force. Africa must have one home affairs. Africa must have one soldier, one army. Africa must use one currency. So that the people
Must be clear that we will not have undocumented illegal foreigners in our schools, in our public facilities. If the private schools want to take them, that's fine. We don't care. But public schools are reserved for South Africans, and if you are a foreigner, you must be well documented and have everything. You must have your study visas, which I know for a fact that most of them, 90% of them, will not be able to produce these documents.
Facilities.
We're not tempering down, we're not backing down, we are continuing with our operations. The allegations and all that, they will be discussed in the court and all that, but we will continue with our operations. So, if the MECs are pleading with us to stop blocking kids, it's just as simple as they need to make sure that all the kids that are
No, sorry. This is in reference to healthcare facilities, not the schools. Healthcare facilities. MEC for health. Yes.
Oh, okay, so now we're switching from education to healthcare. Maravena, you are twisting us.
No. Sorry, I'm just here for health, not for schools.
But this is a problem of the school. I'll just give you a straight answer to say that all we want people who are documented, but also public facilities are reserved for South Africans. We're not blocking people from accessing health care. We're just saying that they should go to private and pay for the services. That's as easy as that.
And obviously, you're not Home Affairs officials, so how are you determining, when you are at these things, how are you determining whether someone is South African or not?
They must produce their identity to show that I'm a South African. That's as simple as that. You walk into a facility, you produce that I'm a South African, and you will be gladly allowed to be inside. But if you're not, you will definitely probably have a passport, and if you have a passport, then it means you must pay. Because also what we're saying is that if they want to use our public facilities, they must pay for them. And unfortunately, in the local clinics, there is no method of payment. Yes, only in the hospitals, but even in the hospitals, they don't pay. So all we are saying is that our systems are strained. It cannot take any more people. It's only allocated for South Africans, and it needs to reserve for South Africans.
And maybe in light of the incident that just happened, will you be continuing or will you be tempering down in terms of these blockages at public